me la paso demasiado ocupada. I'm basically just too busy. Thank you so much to Esperanza for welcoming me. Gracias por invitarme a hablar aquí con ustedes. And I know that you are the audience. Yo sé que ustedes son la audiencia, pero lo que yo voy a decir, what I'm going to discuss today is for all of you. So I'm going to be turning and looking at you, okay? Yo la voy a estar mirando a ella porque le estoy hablando a ella. But before I begin, I want to say thank you to this group, and I know there are people who are not here. Hay que darle unas gracias a todos ustedes porque ustedes las han apoyado y se han asegurado que ellas han tenido todo lo que necesitaban para poder estar aquí hoy en día. You have made sure that this crew up here has had everything that they needed and more to be successful and to be sitting here today. So gracias a ustedes. Un aplauso. To yourselves, yes. Ladies, this is such a special occasion. Graduating is a big deal, okay? And I know you know this, but I have some bad news. I know, and I have some good news. Which one do you want first? Bad news. Okay, good, because that was my plan, regardless. So the bad news is this. Here it is. You're not gonna make it. You do not have what it takes. You can't probably really do that thing that you want to do. You're not prepared. You probably don't even know what that means, some of the things that you want. You probably won't get accepted to a bunch of stuff. Good? You good? Okay, sounds good. You will probably hear all of those statements made to you at some point. I've heard them. They were told to me in many different ways and on many different occasions. And yes, sometimes they got me down, sometimes those statements won, sometimes I wanted to give up. It's true. Are you ready for the good news? I hope so, right? Yeah. Here's the good news. The good news is that you will overcome anyway. Because I did, and a bunch of the people sitting here did too. They heard that stuff too. And the people up here, they heard that stuff too. But we overcame. And I overcame for many different reasons. And because of so many critical moments that happened in my life, I really probably shouldn't be standing here in front of you. But I am. If I had believed those statements that were made to me and about me, I should not be, as Viviana mentioned, a 2-time nationally awarded educator. I shouldn't have a master's degree. I shouldn't have published 2 books. I shouldn't have leadership positions at the national level. I shouldn't be a teacher of teachers. I wouldn't be a national taekwondo champion. Yes, that's also part of my resume. Okay, period, with a T. I shouldn't be any of those things. If I would have listened to that, I shouldn't be any of these things. Based on those things they said about me, I should not be standing in front of you today, but I overcame all of that, and you will too. That's the good news. Is that good news? It is. It's much better than how I started. I believe it. But let me tell you one thing. I hope you remember this thing that I learned. I learned this a couple of years ago. I learned something so major. Are you ready? You promise you're ready? Okay. Inside of us, inside of you, inside of your bodies, there are atoms and molecules, as you know. But those atoms and molecules inside of you are traceable to the inner workings of the stars in the sky. Did you know that? I didn't know that. Did you know that? This is serious. This is real. There are atoms and molecules inside of you that are traceable to the inner workings of the stars in the very sky. And so this means that in a way, we are stardust. Human beings are stardust. So those of you sitting right here, you are stardust. Me too. I'm stardust too. But what does it mean to be stardust? 3 important things that I'm going to tell you that it means to be stardust. First, it means that you are divine. Divine can be defined as from or like God, and excellent. Your body is wonderfully crafted and designed to be uniquely you. There is literally no one in the world like you, even if you are a twin. It don't matter. You are God-inspired and beautiful on the outside and the inside. This means you are powerful because you have the power of you. You are light. You are quite literally the light of the universe. That's the first thing it means to be stardust. The second thing it means to be stardust, girl, don't cry, I'm trying to keep it together, okay? The second thing it means to be stardust is that you're divine, right? That's the first one. Second one, you have a divine purpose. Purpose means the reason for creation. It is the reason why something exists. You might not know your purpose right now, and that's perfectly fine because you are young. Okay, we just learning how to walk in heels out here, okay? And that's perfectly okay. But just because it is not clear to you does not mean it is not clear and it is not there. It doesn't mean it is not written in the stardust inside of you. You have vision. I already know about the projects and the things you've done. You have vision. You have powerful ancestors looking over you from generations ago, and their stardust is in you. You can help humanity, and you will, if you don't already, have brilliant ideas that will solve problems. You are part of a powerful and intelligent, innovative generation. You have a calling from God, and we're made to exist. That's a divine purpose. To exert this presence on earth. I was a girl, like you, who wasn't sure what I wanted to do with myself. I knew I liked writing. I didn't really think I could be a writer, though. So I was confused as to what I was going to do, but then I graduated 8th grade and high school, and it was in college that I started to realize I wanted to work with young people. And after college, I became a teacher. That's when I realized that my divine purpose was to teach and to help others learn ideas to change the world. And like you, I was just a girl from Lawrence who happened to find her divine purpose. The third thing it means to be stardust. So the first one is that you have divine purpose. You have divine purpose. The first one is that you're divine. The second one is you have a divine purpose. Here's the third one. You have a divine purpose for such a time as this. For right now. It's no secret that times are tough. Obviously, right? There's a pandemic. There is a war. There are mass shootings. There's racism. There's sexism and all these other isms. And they will all attempt to be barriers to your success. So how will we thrive through this versus just surviving? It requires a divine purpose for such a time as this. I want you to be encouraged because you have answers to today's problems and the ones that are coming. You do. Don't ever let anyone tell you that your ideas are not good ones, especially without giving them a chance. You want to know why? Because if all of those old people and big people like me, if our tried ideas were so good, they would have worked by now. And believe it or not, we have not been able to solve racism. We have not been able to solve classism. We have not been able to solve hate. And we need people with divinity to step up and lead this nation with love, innovation, passion, and purpose for such a time as this. I know that's a lot of pressure, and you're like, girl, I am just graduating 8th grade. I get it. I understand, and you're right. I just want you to know what we see in you. In the mirror, you see yourself. We look at you, we see stars. We see stardust. You are growing into the leaders our community and nation needs. Next year, you're moving on to high school. You won't return to Esperanza. I know. Let me move quickly. When you walk into your respective high schools next year, you're probably going to hear some of the statements I said at the beginning. You're not going to make it. You don't deserve to be here. You shouldn't be at this school. You're here because of financial aid. Okay? And even if you don't hear those words, you might feel those words in the vibes. You may experience attitudes and energies that communicate those ideas, especially at schools that are predominantly white schools. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, y'all, okay? I'm serious. But this is what I need you to know. You need to be emotionally prepared, right? And academically, you'll be okay. You're hard workers, okay? Hello. You'll be okay. The hard part is that people piece, right? The vibes, how you're going to feel. But here's what you're going to do. Are you ready? You can actually do this. And anybody out there, you can do it with me. Go ahead and lift up your hand. Any hand, doesn't matter which hand you want. Put it like this. Okay, like this. Put it on your shoulder and brush your shoulders off. Okay, brush your shoulders off. Brush them off. Do it on the other side, because there's going to be a lot of comments. Do it on the other side. That's what you're going to do. You want to know why? Because if you don't, and you let those comments sit there, they're going to weigh you down. And that's when you give up. That's when they win. So you got to brush them shoulders off every day. Okay, you brush your hair, you brush your teeth, and you brush your shoulders off. You know why you need to brush your shoulders off? Because you, my young sisters, are stardust, and you have a divine purpose for such a time as this. You were meant to be at that school. You deserve to be at that school. You belong in whatever room you walk into, at whatever table you sit at, in whatever club you decide to join. You belong there. So go on and let that starlight glow. Go on and shine like the stars that you are. Congratulations, ladies.